Gentlemen, welcome back to the mess, which is my other desk. And today we have the Sky Shadow. Now this is the Reptile S800. Looks like really good fun. Well, it looks in the photos, but here's the box. It's not as big of a box as what I was expecting, to be frankly honest. Now I did buy the kit version from Banggood. I'll put a link to this model in the video description for you. It does also come available as a plug and fly kit. So yeah, we'll have a look what that is. Now personally, I do prefer the kit versions, and the reason why I prefer the kit version is because I like to have 100% choice on the parts which go in here. So before we open her up, the things which I'm expecting is just going to be the model in here. But as far as setup, I will be looking to put maybe a DYS SE2205 2300 kV quad motor on the back. The video transmitter will be one of the TS ones, so super cheap, about a tenner. And the receiver, well, a D4R2, I can see there's a V8R4 down there. Maybe one of those. Simple ESC, 30 amp ESC, and off we go. And the bit which we don't know yet is how big the battery compartment is. So with that, can my gorgeous assistant there in the background eating her sandwich, could you grab me the ruler? If you see it there somewhere, please pop it. So anyway, with that said, let's open her up and see what we got in the box. And brilliant, thank you very much. See what we've got in the box. We have some decals, which I'm super happy to see that they are separate rather than being already on the model, because I wanted to put basically not to put those decals on there. Let's open her up. We get a really nice, actually, and this is the same as the images which we saw on the preview for this one a while ago, and I'll put this on the iPad for you. So yeah, really nice instructions going on there. Really nice. How much I read of them, I genuinely do not know. But yeah, comes with some decent instructions. The battery bay, which is the piece which I am personally most interested in. So if we have a quick look, it is black EPP foam, not EPO foam, like they said over on Banggood. So they've obviously got the foams mixed up. This is EPO foam because it's closed cell, whereas and it's not been like hot wired, for example, compared to EPP. So let me give you a quick example. There's a Hornet wing. I'll show you on the iPad. That's EPO. It's a much rougher finish, whereas this is much softer, and you can see it's a lot more shiny as well. Let's stick that one down there out of the way. Right, battery compartment, because that's the piece which I was looking forward to. The battery compartment is 4 3/4 inch wide by 3 1/4 inches by about a maximum depth of just underneath, just a shade underneath an inch. Now in new money, that would be 12 centimeters by 83 millimeters by maximum depth here at the back anyway. Is to 26 millimeters, and at the front the maximum depth, whoa, is actually 35 millimeters. So we're going to be able to get a fair old sized battery now. I'll show you this on the iPad there. So it's deeper on this side. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the measurements in there. That's about 35 millimeters, whereas compared to the back is only about 25 millimeters. So it's definitely on a slant there. On the front, we do have a space for not only our FPV camera down here at the front, but we've also got space for, I presume that's modelled on a GoPro. Now, I don't actually own a GoPro, so I'll tell you what, while you're admiring that on the iPad, I'm just going to run across to my flight bag, because I've got one of those Turnigy 2K cameras, which I bought for $20 off Hobby King in one of their offers, and we'll see if that fits, which I'm just going to stuff it in there, to be frankly honest. And the short answer is yes, it does. Brilliant. And now I've wedged that in there, I don't think it wants to come back out again. So we'll pull that out. Brilliant. We'll stick that camera to one side. The lid does have little magnets on there. I'm guessing it's that way round. I can also, I can already tell you, just a quick build tip for you. No, I won't build it in this episode, but a quick build tip is that I would get some sellotape and then just double it over on that latch area there. Just means that you've got a little tab then to pull to bring that lid up and down. And it is, or was, have I got that the right way around? Yeah, very, very nice fit. As far as finish goes, it is a bit lapsed. I'll show you with here with a knife. I don't know if you can see that edge there. It could have done with a little trim when it came out of the mould. So I will be just tidying mine up. There is a seam all the way around. Also on the side of the fuselage, we can see there's a pair of holes there for the wing spars. Underneath, oh, that's a nice touch. Check that out. Underneath here, it looks like they've embedded, well, I'm not going to say brass, but brass-like little threads in there, so that you can mount your ESC underneath. That is a very, very nice touch. So your ESC would go in here, and I believe there's a carbon fibre plate which sits in on top. Brilliant. Let's put that to one side. What have we got here? We've got two, complete with the ends of the winglets on. So I'm guessing in both cases, these are the two winglets which go on the either side of the wings, is that they've just been and left and not broken off the mould pieces on the back. So you are going to have to do some finishing on this one. Doesn't feel like they've used oodles amount of mould release on here, but for these edges, like give you a build tip already, these edges here, you'll definitely need to sand those with a sanding pad just to scuff them up, so you make sure you get a really good glue adhesion. Let's put those on the desk. We've got a piece of foam here which I'm guessing is to cover a wing spar, just judging by the piece underneath. It might be one piece, it might be two pieces cut out of that, I don't know yet. What else we got? Oh, that looks like, look, they've even included the block to cover up the front nose area if you're not going to be using this as an FPV model. That is a very, very nice touch. And also, because I am going to be using this one for FPV, it's a nice tight fit, is that what you could do, I'll show you this on the main camera, is that you could cut this one out so that you then do get your lid to cover and protect your electronics from the top as well. That's not a bad idea. I'll leave that one on the, so you can see on the webcam there, well on the iPad there. Right, what else we got in here? We've got a wing, which is nicely packed, and that is a double skin box as well. I just want to make the point on here, sometimes the quality is also in the packaging. That's a double skin box, so to be frankly honest, I would be amazed if that got damaged on the way to you, because the box quality is really good. If we take a look, this must be, yeah, that's the left hand wing. If we take a look underneath, we still got a great big lump of mould in there, probably which needs to get cut off. So one thing which I would say straight from the off, it looks like the finishing here is a bit lapsed, but if you've got a craft knife in 2 minutes, I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to trim this one up pretty well. We don't see a servo mount. We'll have a look on the opposite side. We've got a rut all the way down here, or trench all the way down there for the elevon as elevon support. That's nice. We've got a hole here either for our video receiver or for our video transmitter or for our receiver. Again, you know how paranoid I am about space in the models now after the fun I had with the Hornet wing. Nice track in there to hide our electronics. Space there for our spar, a space up there for our spar as well. If we take a look on the top, yep, that looks like a standard 9-gram servo hole, which we've got in there. Potentially even a smaller servo than normal, but if it doesn't fit, then we can carve it out really easily because it is just EPO foam. We've got another piece of, yeah, that's 2 pieces which we've been and received now. So these foam pieces must be to cover up those tracks, and I'll show you underneath, like so. They must be for going in there. Yeah, and then the smaller piece must be for that side. So real simple build by the looks of it. Definitely will need a craft knife and a bit of glue. I'm not seeing anything scary here yet. That would be classed as a bundle of carbon fibre, which we've been received here. So what we got here? We got one main spar. That definitely does look like carbon fibre. My magical assistant over there, can you grab me the multimeter out the top drawer, please, huh? And we've got some other carbon rods. Two of those, I'm guessing, are for the elevons. And right now, I don't know what the other ones are for. We'll find out if I actually look in the manual. Thank you very much. Now, a little tip for you, the quick way of working out if the stuff which you've got is carbon fibre or not is to see if it conducts electricity. If it's glass fibre, glass does not conduct electricity. Carbon fibre does. So I'm just going to quickly check on there. That's down to 0 ohms, as you can half see. I'm just going to short it out over the carbon fibre. Yeah, carbon fibre went straight down to 0. So yeah, it is carbon fibre. That's a nice touch. Just get the multimeter out of the way. And what else we got in here? We got the opposite wing. Brilliant, which is basically the reverse of the opposite side. Nice and straightforward. So we do also have 2 corner blocks in here, which have got some extras. We've got some thumb screws for something or other. We've got some washers. I'll show you these on the iPad. In fact, it's probably a better idea if I move these out of the way so you can actually see what we got. So we've got some washers. We've got some thumb screws for unknown use right now. We've got a bit of electrical wire, unknown use right now. We've got, oh, they're cool. It looks like, I'm just here looking at these in the background, and they look like they're decent quality little hex bolts as well. There's a load of them in there. We've also got some hex bolts as well, some black ones. Not entirely sure for where they are at the moment. Also, we do get, oh, and they're nice. Sorry, there's me bending them. We got some push rods, some bloody hell. We've got some decent control horns, decent quality control horns. That is happy days. How many times have we had models and the control horns have been utter rubbish? So we got some decent ones on there. The control rods or the push rods, nice and stiff. Looks like we even get the adjuster nuts as well too. So that is definitely classed as happy days. Nicely well thought out is my first impressions right now. Let's get rid of that piece. Should we see if we've got anything in the other one? Oh, yay, more goodies. This is brilliant. Right, what else do we get on this side? So that in your box, they are hiding in the triangle boxes. So don't go and lob your box out because all your parts are in the sides. So we get a battery strap, and we get a piece of plywood. Oh, and our motor mount looks like it's a piece of ply as well. Brilliant. We get some carbon fibre. I'll tell you what, I've just spotted what's in the other bag. That is classed as happy days. So we got that bottom plate which we saw. There's I need to put these back in one place. We get a servo mounting for that was underneath the wing. A guard for that, another guard for that as well. We get the motor mount carbon fibre plate too. We get 2 more brackets, which I'm guessing are for a battery strap. Don't really know right now. And we also get a cross X mount as well. Nice little set in there. Again, I don't even need to test that. It looks like and it feels like carbon fibre, and it also sounds like carbon fibre. So some very, very well etched pieces. Some of these pieces, I would only say that they're 1.5 millimeters carbon fibre in there. We get a bit of sticky back plastic, well, sticky foam. Now, the one piece which I was not expecting is that. Do you know? Hi, it's Matt. Now, I'm adding this little bit of extra voiceover on top because the board or the little package which came in with a circuit board and some other bits and bobs was not, and I repeat, was not the stabilizer board. Instead, for some reason, they've been included a 5-volt BEC. Frankly honest, I'm not entirely sure why. Yeah. So in short, that little bag of goodies, which you can see on your screen right now, don't get excited. It's not a stabilizer. Also, it's slightly awkward to solder up as well. So you can go and buy a 5-volt BEC off, say, Banggood for £2 and would be a million times easier for you to use. Now, what I'm actually going to do very quickly, I'm going to go and take some photographs of these and I'm going to share as much as I can over in the Facebook group. Again, just need to look after the guys and girls over there so that they can see firsthand what's in this kit. So I'm going to take some photos of this and do a quick mini overview on top. If you're not in the Facebook group yet, I will put a link to the Facebook group underneath this video for you. It's free to join and you get to see this stuff firsthand pretty much as it's happened. I've just been and told them. I took a photo of the box, said it's arrived, expect an episode ASAP, and you probably won't see this until later this evening. So, any questions which you have about the Reptile S800 flying wing, please just ask. Unlike other reviews which you may see in the future, this model was bought out of my own money for my own abuse. So if you've got a question, please just ask. You will probably get a very brutally honest reply to it. First impressions right now. In fact, I tell you what, why don't you make your own first impressions? Because after all, we've got carbon fibre components, we've got sub-mounted, which I've not really seen on a model for this price point, little brass screw holders in there, really nice touch. And let's just quickly put it together to see what she looks like, which is actually really difficult because we have those foam blocks on the ends, which I'm just going to lay it out on the desk. That's probably a better idea. There we go. And we'll lay that on the desk, winglet on one side, winglet on the other opposite side. Nice small size wing. We definitely did get quality components in here. There's no two ways about it. And can you see that on the iPad all right? Yeah. Quality components, carbon fibre. We've got plenty of accessories in here. I can tell you this thing, it's probably going to take me longer with the knife to trim up the pieces which have been left over from the moulding process than like the entire build itself. I didn't like putting the two rods inside, a bit of hot glue either side, motor on the back, which, I don't know if you can see, I didn't show the opposite side, did I? I'll put that on the iPad for you. Yeah, it's not going to take long. I've got all the components sat underneath my desk. Right now, build time, realistically, if I had all the parts like servo centered and things like that, video transmitter to hand, realistically, an hour tops, something like that. It's going to be a really fast build, that's for sure. I do like the quality of the components. Really, where do we go from here? We need to get her built and we need to get her in the sky to see how she flies. So, as I was saying, I'll leave you to work out the question yourself. Is this a quality kit? On my point of view, quality components, carbon fibre. When have we ever seen that in a sub 50 quid model? Bonkers. And it's tough as old boots as well. It's EPO foam, and it's the black EPO foam, which is generally a lot stronger. This wing here, you see me bending that, and I'm not holding back on me bending that. There's very, very little flex in it, and that's what you get with the black EPO foam. So, brilliant. With that said, if you've got any questions about this model, please just ask. I'm going to go and do my best now to go and get this edited up so I can get it onto YouTube for you as fast as I can, and I will go and spoil the peeps over in Facebook as well with a quick overview video for them as well. So for myself, Matt, thank you ever so much for taking the time to watch this episode. Sweet little wing. There's definitely been some time, effort and energy spent on this one, getting this one with the components which have gone in there. It looks like it's going to be a good flyer. I don't know yet. Make sure you subscribe so that you get number one, the build episode, and number two, the maiden video as well. So on that note, for myself, Matt, cheerios!